Good evening. My name is Eric Lindstrom. I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is the Inland Wetland Commission meeting for the town of Monroe. Today is Wednesday, January 14th, and the time is 6:59 p.m. Will everyone please stand to recite the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll take a roll call of the members of the commission and staff present during tonight's hybrid meeting. Please answer here or present, starting with myself, Eric Lindstrom, Chairman, Ryan Kelly, Vice Chairman. Here. Rick Smith. Here. Jim Stewart, Professional Engineer. Here. Paul Fernandez. Here. Mark Zamory. Here. Kathleen Gallagher is not here. And Andrew Brotman, Inland Wetlands Enforcement Officer. Here. Before we start, I'll read our mission statement and how the meeting will proceed. The objective and purpose of the Inland Wetland Commission is to provide for the overall protection and preservation of the inland wetlands and watercourses within the town of Monroe. Please note that this meeting is being conducted utilizing electronic equipment in compliance with State Law, Public Act 21-1. As such, this meeting is being recorded and will be available to the public in compliance with state law. If you are attending remotely, you will automatically be muted and unable to unmute yourself. If you wish to speak during the public participation portion of the meeting, please use the raise hand function. If you are participating via telephone, press *9 to activate the raise hand feature. Staff will announce your name and unmute you when it is your turn to speak. The video feature has also been disabled for public participation. Anyone participating remotely should state their name and title, if applicable, at the outset of each occasion that such person is speaking. All votes taken during which any member of this body are participating remotely shall be taken by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. The chat features will not be utilized nor considered during this meeting. In the normal course of our meetings, we will hear public hearings and other applications. The protocol for public hearings is to have an applicant make a presentation to the commission, during which and after which the commission will be asking the applicant questions. I ask that applicants keep their presentation as concise as possible. The commission will then review town staff and other independent comments. The meeting will then be open for public comment. I will ask that all comments be made to the chair or commission. After any and all comments pro, in opposition, or of a general nature are made, the applicant will be given an opportunity to respond. Please keep comments or questions direct, or a time limit of 3 minutes may be imposed. It is not necessary that the applicant respond, but generally in their best interest to do so. There will be no further opportunity for new questions unless new material is entered in as evidence or testimony during their response. Please keep all comments pro and con specific to inland wetlands related matters. Other applications that do not involve a public hearing will follow a similar format, with the exception that there will be no public comments allowed. The meeting follows our published agenda unless otherwise amended. Are there any other changes to the agenda?
Yeah, can we add voting of meeting minutes from 11/12/25? Can we add those minutes to this meeting?
Where are we putting that?
Down at the bottom with minutes. 11/12.
Yep.
25.
Motion to add the meeting minutes of
11/12.
11/12/25 to the agenda.
A motion to add the 11/12 meeting.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. At this point, we'd like to ask if there's anyone in the gallery who would like to come up and speak in a general nature. Anything that's not before us this evening? Anyone in chambers? No?
Manny, that would be you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Please come up, state your name and address for the record, and sign in the sheet.
Sign your name and address, please.
I am Manuel Batista, and I come here regarding 186 Purdy Hill. I have a couple of estimators to do the job, which they exceed the money that I can afford. I got one here for,
Let me interrupt you for a second. Let me give you a little background.
Okay.
Okay, Manny was here in front of us, 186 Purdy Hill Road. He has a violation on his property, filling in wetlands and storing equipment in an upland review area. At the last meeting that we had, we asked him to come together with a remediation plan.
Okay.
So he has been seeking out professionals to do a delineation and a remediation plan. He's been very compliant and actively seeking. He finally got 2 separate quotes from different professionals to come together with this remediation plan. Mr. Batista came to the office today with those quotes, both equaling somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,500. And Mr. Batista is here to see if there's anything he can do about that, if he needs those professionals to do these plans for him, or can he, the ask is if he can come together with a remediation plan on his own with some guidance and not have the professional fees. He's willing to do the work to clean it up and fix the violation. And that's the ask. So that's the background to it.
Right, okay. I mean, I think we need to understand this feels like it should be not just a general discussion, it should be part of a process.
Okay, so he came to me today and I asked him to come and just feel it out and see what the feeling was from the commission.
How big was the incident, the problem?
It covers about 4,000 square feet of area that has been filled in. So it would be about 200 or so yards of material that needs to come out and then replanted and seeded.
Into another property too.
It did not cross the property line, no.
Oh, okay.
It did not.
I think that was a different.
Yeah,
Do you want to see this on the agenda for the next time?
I mean, I think the goal was to see a plan. I don't think we were too.
The commission had asked him to come together with an IWC remediation.
Okay.
Just as perhaps you could come back with your plan and the other plan that's in front of you, that's just too expensive. And let's see what we can do to work something out, because
Right.
you have no other option right now. You have.
I know, I want to do whatever you tell me to do, I will do. But right now, I cannot not afford that money. So I talked to him, see, like you guys are an experts in that. Some of you can go there without charging me $5,000 and tell me what to do, and I do it. You know, because if I spend $5,000 for somebody to just tell me what to do, then spend another 5 or another 10. That's too much for me, I cannot afford.
Right.
Yeah, I was coming to here today. I thought about something else. The land is not only one property, is divided, was bought in 2 properties. The back is about 208 feet wide and 91.5, which was bought separately. So some of that land is wetland. I thought, if I donate that to the town, so I don't have to spend money because I don't have the money. I'm retired, I depend on the $50 I have. So if I donate that to the town, will that resolve the problem?
I think that's outside of this.
Yeah,
That's going to be a zoning issue, which would take, subdividing the property.
Talking about open space, like
Selling.
donating
part of
open
it.
space.
that's a whole different,
That's a whole different thing, and that's
Yeah.
planning and zoning.
right.
Is it abutting town property?
No.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
can't.
thought there were two properties, but maybe he owned both.
It's not town property, it abuts a neighbor's property.
Oh, so you can't.
Right, so
I don't think, I think that.
I don't know, we're not going to answer whether we can or can't do that because it's not what this commission can do.
But can you guys think about, because
It's not anything our commission can authorize or not, so,
it's much more for me.
but we're going to need you to come in on the agenda, review what you've got, and then we'll see if we can help you out, but like the violation is what it
I
is.
know, I'm allowed to do whatever I have to do. Just if you are in my shoes, when they give you estimated 200 to over almost $5,000,
That's terrible.
then I still have to do the job.
Right.
Who would do the construction?
Excuse me?
You'd have to hire a contractor?
I think myself, yeah, I'm gonna have to back. Yeah.
So I think the question that he's asking is, so for example, Andrew, I'm not sure how this works, but would you be able to go out there and provide him some guidance, and then he'll put a plan together based on that guidance and then come back to us? So he doesn't have to come back twice? Is that a possibility?
Okay, so we had told him to put together an IWC remediation plan. Okay, that requires professionals. Okay, stamp drawings. If it's an agent-approved remediation plan, he has to get the soils delineated, but then that plan can be put together by Mr. Batista with my guidance. And we could bring that plan before actually issuing the permit through an agent approval.
I'd have to have all this back in front of us to understand why we were that specific about wanting an IWC, because we obviously voted on that or discussed that for specific reason. So for now, us to then change that without having any of the information in front of us, I think is.
I'd love to see the
inappropriate.
information you give us every time this happens again. See what's going on, but I could see in certain circumstances having him hire, I think he needs a soil scientist. And maybe the soil scientist could go out there, look at it and draw a sketch of what needs to be done with the plants and all that. And then we could work with that without the survey and the engineer getting involved. That might save, a lot of money if the commission feels that's reasonable.
So do you understand that, right? So either way, you have to put a diagram or a plan together, whether it's hiring somebody for $4,500 in your case, or if it's getting some other type of guidance that's professional guidance. But you still have to,
Say he's an expert in wetlands, he could go there and say, you gotta do this and that, and
it's more than that, though.
he can, yes, he can show to you.
It's hard for us to make that comment. Again, we don't have all the specifics in front of us. I don't remember all the details as to why we went there. So I can't just say, oh yeah, just don't worry about spending, we obviously chose that path for a specific reason, rather than just have you go out there and say, oh, why don't you do this and we'll draw it up. And so I want to
You want to fully understand.
work with them,
Yeah.
but we need to understand the whole scope and before we can, you know what I mean? So I think if he wants to come back for us in front of us,
With a plan?
Even with a tentative plan as an agenda, we can go through it. Maybe we could say, well, based on what we heard, maybe we can skip the more expensive path. But without anything in front of us, it's hard for us to give them that direction one way or the other.
Okay.
But can't you guys go there and see with your eyes?
Well, again,
No,
the last time we made this decision, we had all the information in front of us. And right now we have nothing in front of us. So it's hard for us to change course when we don't have.
Without information.
Without information. So at this point, it's premature for us to make any kind of decision one way or the other.
So what information do I have to bring here?
A plan. I could sit down and help put together a package for all the commissioners with what the violations were.
Right. And maybe even your own recommendations, and we might say, oh, that's good enough. Or we might still say, no, we need you to continue to go get the soil scientists and like.
I mean, a lot of this is up to you. I mean, because, someone's going to have to supervise.
Right.
You know what I mean? And doing it on the fly is not an easy thing to do when you're not there all the time.
Right.
That's hard.
Right. He's basically asking you to be his engineer.
Right. His
And
project manager.
right, and that's not appropriate either. So, but again, we don't have anything in front of us to help us make this decision. So we really can't.
Okay, I will, if it's okay with the commission, then I will work with the applicant on putting together a plan that shows the violation
Right,
with the photographs that are already here,
right.
and a remediation plan, and see if that is acceptable to the commission.
That's fine. That's fine.
You need anything? I hate to just dump it on you. And sir, we totally understand the cost. It's not a ton, but I just had my furnace go out and that was $8,000 in Christmas. Crazy. But do you need any help? Do you want some of us to go out to the site with you and make some comments or?
I feel completely comfortable and qualified to be able to put together something that remediates what was done.
And we have confidence in you, no doubt. So great.
Let's go with that and get it on.
Take a look at it, present that at the next one, and if you feel like it needs the extra step, then we'll get,
Right, that's fine. Fine.
I'll be in touch.
Number?
I have all your information. I have all your information.
So what about?
You'll set up an appointment with me here at the office. And I believe I have most of the information that we need.
What about the other option to donate that to the town? I don't need that money.
That, when you come in, I will talk to zoning. We'll talk to zoning about it. I don't see how the town would buy a small piece of property.
I
that's
want to sell, why you want to give it?
You want to give it to the town?
Open space.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are on accepting open
I'll
space.
I'll talk to our zoning officer and see if that's a possibility.
To maintain it.
All I want is get rid of the property without spending much.
Collects
So, am I all set?
their benefit.
You're all set.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anybody else in chambers who wants to come up and speak about something not on the agenda? Anybody online wish to speak? No? Okay. Moving on.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I see
Got their hand up?
Paula has her hand up.
Self.
Hello.
Hello, Paula.
Hi, this is Paula Jelly. I live at 290 Cottage Street. I have a question about notice of an application. What are the procedures and timeline? My observation in the last couple of years is that abutters to an applicant have to be noticed for the initial presentation at any commission. And there's an application on tonight's agenda that has not been noticed.
Tonight's, the, the application that's on the agenda tonight was noticed.
Um,
Can you state,
And it's on our agenda.
can you just in general state what the basic rules are, guidelines for notice? Because that was her first question.
The notice goes out in the Connecticut Post. I'm not sure exactly what date this one, but it had to be 24 hours before the meeting.
But if it's, I think if it's a designated as significant activity, that's when notices go to the neighbors, right?
Correct.
Right, so we're still having a
because
determination.
it was noticed when it went out, when it was under planning and zoning to change the zoning designation. And when another development around me, it was noticed for the initial presentation. And things were mailed out to the abutters and not just noticed in the Connecticut Post.
That'll happen if we have a public hearing where the public can speak.
Right, we have not
haven't
determined it yet on
So
this one.
how do you determine if there's public interest if the abutters have not been noticed?
Based on the plans and the information provided to us, we decide if it's going to be a public hearing or not.
And if there's a petition of a certain number of people, then it gets forced to a public hearing.
But we have not made that determination yet.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Is everybody else online?
Nope.
Then moving on to application acceptance, IWC 2026-01, file number 1564, 1603 Monroe Turnpike, proposed construction of excavator, contractor facility, and remediation of wetlands.
Evening, everyone. New Year. Get your flashlight.
Is your folders right there?
Port working? You have a different USB port you can plug it into? Or on the other side?
This is small.
Oh, there it is.
Good sound. The device detected.
It's, it'd be over on the right, 2 rows over, straight across. Andrew, if you open up that file folder again. You know, the one you were just on, just before?
Yep.
Yeah, right back there. It's over 2. It's like something starts with a V. That's it.
Hi, good evening. For the record, Donald Smith Jr., professional engineer of 56 New and Circle in Seymour. Here tonight with Bruce Monroe Jr., property owner, applicant, and James Mondo. We had last appeared before you back in September of 2025 when the commission rendered a positive referral to the Planning and Zoning Commission with conditions on the merits of this application for 1603 North Turnpike. As you may recall, the proposed site design is merits of this application for 1603. With the subsequent approval of the SDD number 8 of the Planning and Zoning Commission, completed detailed site development plans, drainage calcs, planting plans, and mitigation restoration plans that address the outstanding zoning and wetlands violations on the parcel, and are hereby seeking approval of those plans. As you may recall, the proposed site design includes the construction of a large retaining wall, cutting and filling of the property, the improvement, widening, paving, and drainage of Old Webb Road to facilitate access to the northerly portion of the parcel, as well as the adjoining parcel that has rights to Old Webb Road. That would be the Wileys, if you recall. But the 2 existing buildings on the site will remain. No new buildings are proposed. An underground stormwater management facility will be installed to reduce post-development peak discharges to pre-development levels, and address stormwater discharges in accordance with the town's MS4 requirements. Our application packet included a 8-sheet set of drawings, a wetlands assessment prepared by Soil Science and Environmental Services, that opines, it is our professional opinion that the proposed clearing and construction activities within the regulated upland review area will not have a significant adverse impact on the limited functions provided by the narrow wetlands as long as the project is developed in accordance with the reviewed plans. As much existing vegetation growth along the wetlands and watercourses is preserved, and the stormwater treatment and erosion and sediment control measures as approved by the town are properly installed and maintained. We also included planting recommendations for the previously disturbed upland review areas and property boundary areas that were disturbed. We're asked to prepare an impact area tree inventory. And last but not least, an invasive plant management strategy to address the invasive plants in the upland review areas and elsewhere on the property. At this point, we trust that the commission finds our application complete. And on behalf of the Monroe, we look forward to working with the commission to resolve any outstanding issues associated with this property to bring the proposed project to fruition. I think we're here tonight to decide whether you schedule a public hearing or we'll move it ahead.
Can you remind us again of the outstanding violations?
Okay, so the violations go back to 2016, I believe it was. And it was filling in, storing equipment, clearing vegetation within an upland review area, piping a water course, unpermitted piping of a water course. And these are old violations, and at one point, they were going to come together with a remediation plan, but had this expansion of their business in mind, and we let them combine the remediation plan with the expansion. So that was the violations. And when the last time they were here, and we gave them this positive referral of the zone change,
Which
there was certain
happened because they're back.
right. So the conditions of that was that that the past violations will be remediated regardless of the outcome of this proposal. A comprehensive remediation plan prepared by a professional be presented in a subsequent Inland Wetland Commission application, which you'll see as part of the application. A remediation plan shall include a long-term invasive removals plan and monitoring protocol. Again, that's in this package.
Right.
And the configuration of the outdoor storage area and wall be reviewed in order to increase the riparian corridor along the halfway river. So those are the conditions of the positive referral.
Right.
This positive referral was voted 3-2 and the motion passed.
Okay. And it sounds like they've met all of our conditions based on what we requested at the time.
Correct.
What was the date on that?
The date on that was September 12th of 2025. That's when they presented this project to us and asked for a positive referral for planning and zoning.
Right.
They actually started in August, Zoom meeting, Zoom didn't record it, so we got to come back on September 12th.
Yep.
Motion that IWC 20.
Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
I'm reading a couple different things here, and I just help me understand how to interpret this. So on one page, I see that the wetland delineation report was prepared November 17th, 2016. Is there a later one? Okay, well, wetland delineation reports expire after 5 years, I believe, right?
Correct.
So at this point, we're only determining is this going to be public or not.
So then it shouldn't be, okay.
You don't need to dig into this. Staff hasn't even finished their reviews of the project. That is something that I've put into my review, but I've started the review process.
It's just more of a helpful comment.
Yeah, we might as well start that now.
Exactly, give them, right, that's fine.
So,
Just
yeah.
point it out, that's okay. And if there's anything else, I'm okay with pointing out, but we
Just
just
so you
don't
don't
want to
come
get too deep into it
Okay.
for now.
Violation was from when? What date?
When was the original violation? Was it 2016?
16 and 17?
Right, it's been a while.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay,
It's okay.
sorry, motion that the inland IWC 2026-01, 1603 Monroe Turnpike should be moved to a public hearing due to its potential impact to the wetlands and also public interest.
Right.
To both.
We have a second? All in favor? It's unanimous.
Can you just remind me, Andrew, I know it's a Monroe property entirely, but it abuts Newtown. And I know
It does.
there's a list of abutters. Like, are there any nuances to the application for that reason? Anything, like, does Newtown
All the,
need approvals that they have to deliver as well?
no approvals from them. They do have to be notified. All the abutters need to be notified.
Public here.
The municipality needs to be notified. I'm sorry, who seconded this past week?
Yeah, but it's, that split is right on the halfway river, which is the border.
Property line is the center line.
Excuse me?
Property line is municipal boundary, the center line of that river.
Right. So Newtown has nothing, no input at all, even though it's in their upper review area as well.
I know Newtown municipality needs to be notified.
Just don't want to have anything come back on us, that's all. They need to be involved, and need to be involved now, not later.
To be fair to the applicants and in a timely manner, we need to publicly notice this. If it's going to be a public hearing, we need to publicly notice it twice in the paper. So it won't make it onto the end of this month's meeting.
Right, this will be.
This will be February the 11th, where we can open the public hearing. If a site visit is required, if you want to do a site visit, we could probably arrange that within the next 2 weeks so that we don't have to open the public hearing and then go to a site visit.
Can we do that ahead of time?
Less
The
than
hearing's
two
not
of
over.
you, if less than 2 or 3 of you go,
But the
right?
hearing's not open yet, so is that warranted to have a site visit on a?
We get set before the public hearing opens.
Yeah.
Will the public be allowed to
Right.
join us on?
Yes, they will.
Yeah, so
So then we have
Yes,
to.
they will.
Yeah, then you have to wait.
Yeah.
till it's over.
Wait till then.
Okay.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So I have a conflict with another wetlands commission in another town on the second Wednesdays, right? So the 11th, so I request that the public hearing be pushed to February 25th.
I think it needs to be anyways, right, based on what we just said, or?
No, I
It
mean,
could have been the 11th, but if there's no objections.
Time-wise, yes, we could do that. Yeah.
5 days.
Because we're not opening the public hearing. Once the public hearing opens, then the clock starts.
okay.
And then we have 65 days.
That's fine.
Be opened February, what was that, the 25th?
Okay, yeah.
25th.
Seven,
7 o'clock.
we switched our time to 7 PM.
We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess moving all the way down to Asian Activities Report.
So we have a couple of agent approvals. First one is IAA 26-1.
Give it here.
You said IA 26-1?
Yeah.
26-1, file number 1564 is 84 Forest Road. It's a wood storage shed with stormwater management within the upland review area. The applicant came in for a permit to build an 8 by 18-foot firewood storage shed with a roof over it. Because of the proximity of a man-made swale which runs the back of the property, I made a site visit, and me and the property owner picked a different spot which would be further away from that. But while I was on that site, I also observed that there was a patio that was installed within the upland review area. Because the man-made swale, unbeknownst to him, counts as wetlands, the patio that he built was 40, 50 feet away from that, but it still counts as upland review area. So he did not know that. He knew that where he wanted to put the storage shed was in upland review area, but where he actually put this patio in was not. So in this agent approval, we moved the storage shed to a different spot, and I had him put in some storm water management, a rain garden off of the patio. Technically, the patio is in violation, but he did not know, and he was willing to do whatever we needed to have done. And if it had come to me beforehand, I would have done it as an agent approval also. It's all established lawn. He put in a patio, but he failed to put in stormwater management. So I had him put in stormwater management as part of this agent approval.
Of the patio.
Of the patio, right. And gave him agent approval for the storage shed that he wants to put, which is really just it's more or less a lean-to with a roof on it. And that has its own stormwater management, 4 inches of gravel underneath, extending 1 foot in all directions.
How far is this storage shed now from the
60, 70 feet.
from the wetlands?
Yes.
And the patio is 40 feet.
Yes. So he wanted to put it off the patio, which would be putting it closer to the wetlands. And we moved it to the whole other side of the property to get it further away.
Nice resolution.
Thank you.
In addition to this, this permit, there's the swale that we're trying to stay away from, and sediment over the years has filled in that swale and it's non-functioning. We had talked about removing that sediment, and that would require a permit as well. I incorporated that into this permit. It's kind of a separate project. It could be considered as of right to remove that sediment. I put it in as part of this agent approval. If any commissioner feels like that's not appropriate.
Sure the swales are wetlands?
What's that?
You sure the swales are wetlands?
Yes. It's a man-made swale, but it's considered wetlands because it is an intermittent water course.
Right, that's a
During periods of rain.
Yeah, but I think that you can have a swale that takes water and it's not necessarily wetlands.
It's called a rain garden.
No, if it doesn't have the soils and it doesn't, I don't know what, there's a certain criteria that it's got to have, or else it could just be an intermittent drainage swale. I mean, every time you get a swale doesn't necessarily mean it wetlands. It's,
Yeah, but filled with sediment. Doesn't that make it, I mean, that,
I think that if there's erosion,
Which,
then I don't know. It's been a long time, but I just would
Well, we all get to
take a look.
review our knowledge and
No.
this year anyway.
Right.
so I incorporated that into it because I'm issuing one permit anyway, might as well incorporate that into the same permit instead of having a separate permit as an as-of-right permit.
Everybody's okay with, yes, I think it's fine.
And conditions of the approval were to install silt fence, pre and post-construction inspections, all work to be performed by hand, so no machines going in there. All excavated material to remain on site, all of the sediment from the swale to be put on the west side of that swale, so it will help to capture the water and have it go down the swale, where it then goes into a culvert, which carries it across the street. Wetland markers to be installed. I also requested 8 native shrubs to be installed across the back of this property where the markers are going to go as a buffer, as a border.
Perfect, that's good.
And then I had IAA-26-2, file number 1565, which is 58 Cottage Street, installation of propane tanks within the upland review area. There's one tank that's being located approximately 30 feet from a man-made pond across established lawn. So there's a man-made pond, 30 feet of lawn, and then the house, and the propane tank is slated to go right up next to the house. No digging. The tank is to be set by hand on top of concrete blocks, so it's not getting dug out. No gravel, just concrete blocks on the ground. The tank sits on top. No ground disturbance. And then there are 3 other tanks being installed on the other side of the house, which is approximately 90 feet away from this man-made pond. And the same thing holds true with that. Everything is going to be done by hand, set on concrete blocks, no ground disturbance. So I approved that with just standard conditions. No need for silt fence, no need for markers.
I think that's fine based on our purview, but I think it's maybe a planning zoning if they've approved it. But
they have.
I believe a propane tank can't be right up against the house. Right?
Oh, it can.
Depends how big it is, I think.
Okay, maybe. Because mine's right up against the house.
How far from, it looks like the neighbor's far away, but how far away is the neighbor?
Is the neighbor on this one?
Yeah.
How
From
far?
the tank, from the tank location.
How far?
Okay.
Far.
It's gotta be 20.
Yeah, well, of course, but
From the property, side property.
All right, so is that it for that?
And that's it for agent approvals, no enforcements?
And then, all right, so now jumping all the way down to general discussion. So I guess we have the minutes to review and are they in the packet?
no.
They're all,
Minutes from 11/12, they were emailed to everybody.
didn't see anything.
I didn't see any issue. Reviewed them.
Forgot they went all digitally.
Make
The minutes of 11/12 were emailed to everybody on 11/13 or 11/14. Staffs reviewed those minutes before they even go out. And one of the things about the minutes, so long as we have quorum here, we can vote on minutes. We did not vote on 11/12 at the last meeting because Ben wasn't here, who's the secretary.
Right.
We don't need a secretary to be present for approving minutes.
Okay.
Everybody gets a copy of it. Everybody looks at it.
All right. So we have to vote on these separately,
Yes, separate motions.
separate motions. All right. So we're on motion one.
I gotta abstain, I can't remember reviewing them.
Which is why it's important to,
But I can abstain, that's okay. I mean, I honestly,
Can stand, that's fine.
I motion to approve the minutes from 11/12/2025.
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? One abstention. Same thing for December 10th, 2025.
A motion to approve the minutes from 12/10/2025.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second? All in favor? All right. Any abstentions? One abstention. Okay.
Take it that pay. I know how to fire the secretary.
Anything for correspondence?
No correspondence.
Right, and then last is our election of secretary discussion. So as we're all aware, Commissioner Sabia has stepped down due to conflicts. So we now have a open position. So we now have to.
We have to make a motion to have a special organizational meeting specifically for this one decision.
So at our next scheduled meeting, which right now will be February, right? There is nothing on the agenda that needs to be for January, right?
It is, I mean, we have to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, so let's make sure.
At the next regularly scheduled meeting.
I will say that in the last week of January, am going to be traveling for work, so I will not be here for what that's worth. Not that that wouldn't prevent a meeting from happening, but
I mean, at this point, it does not look like there's anything that's going to hit the agenda, but regardless, we need to have a special meeting prior to our regular meeting on February 11th.
February 11th, but if we cancel that meeting, we could schedule it for February 11th. If that meeting gets canceled for whatever reason, do it at the next regularly scheduled. So let's do it set it up for the 11th.
Yeah, so we'll set up, so it'll be, there's going to be technically 2 meetings on the 11th. The first one, which should last more than 5 minutes, to elect or to vote on a new secretary. That's not a public.
No,
Right, so that's, we're
public can be present,
right.
but cannot speak to it.
They're not participating.
Well, we're going to need a nomination for a secretary, a motion, and a vote.
Right. And then close that meeting.
And then close that meeting and then open another meeting.
Right. And then start the regular meeting.
So we'll need a motion to hold a special organizational meeting at 7:45 before
6:45.
6:45 before the regularly scheduled meeting on February 11th.
Okay.
I will make a motion to hold a special meeting at 6:45 PM on February 11th.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second?
Second. I got you seconding.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Okay.
Maybe just for the record, I'll read into the record Ben's letter of resignation. Good afternoon, Commissioners, Enforcement, and staff. I, with a heavy heart, am informing you all that I must step down from my seat of the IWC. My job changed its times, and I don't leave work until 8 p.m., sometimes as late as 8:30 on Wednesdays. I wasn't able to work out with my job on my schedule, so I'm so new, I didn't have sway with that. As much as I loved supporting the town and working with all of you on the commission, I can't ask you all to have meetings starting at 8:30. That would be unfair to all of us and the people of the town as well. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity and allowing me to work as secretary for the commission. I've already submitted my letter to Ms. Vita and to the DTC, officially tendering my resignation on the IWC. Although I may no longer be a commissioner, please don't be strangers. Thank you again, Ben Sabia.
Okay. Well,
We as commissioner appreciate Ben's wholehearted support. I know all of us say that.
unfortunate that he had to leave us, but
Did a great job and time here.
I second that.
Thank you. I think he appreciates our
anything else before I close this out?
Nope. Motion to adjourn.
We need a motion to adjourn. Anyone?
Motion.
Second. We got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Or adjourn.